Hey, my name is Katarina Berry. I want to personally welcome you to my channel. In today's video, we will be talking about the 12 themes that come up during any Mercury retrograde and what do all of them mean. So let's get started. Number 12 is liberation. Mercury retrograde seems to be a pretty frustrating time when relationships break up sometimes, and when conflicts come out, when lies are revealed, when things, really kind of blow up in your face and you're like, oh, I could never have seen it coming. How come it happened? What does this mean? And why is this happening now? Well, the reason it's happening, even though it could be very frustrating, is to set you free, is to create more room in your life for the things that actually really matter. And this might be a frustrating experience, and it might not even be easy to let these things go or to acknowledge that something is over, something has ended, or someone that you're no longer in alignment with is no longer going to be part of your experience. But ultimately, it all serves to set you free, to liberate you, and to allow you to create more space for new things to come in. Number 11 is the sometimes ugly truth. So truth comes out. Someone either tells it to you, or you hear it from somewhere else, or you just intuitively figure it out, or you see some kind of proof, evidence, confirmation of something that you feared could possibly might be true, and now it's confirmed. So there's no more way left to lie to yourself about it. But ultimately, this revelation of truth, even though it might be very ugly, very uncomfortable, very upsetting, very devastating to experience, it is there for your benefit as well. Knowing the truth is not always easy, but it does set you free. It contributes to the previous point I made, which is liberation. So truth will set you free, but also an important aspect here is acknowledging truth that you haven't been admitting to yourself about yourself. It's looking at your habits, it's looking at your patterns, it's looking at your words. Are they in alignment with who you truly are? Do they truly reflect what you believe? Do they reflect your identity? Do they reflect your authentic self? Or are they something that you keep doing and not really facing the reason why? Is it something out of habit? Is it something out of fear? Is it something out of this desire to please others, or this desire to justify yourself, or this desire to fit in? It's time to be aware of the truth of your own actions, of your own patterns, and of your own words. Number 10 is revisiting and course correcting. Mercury retrograde allows you to go back over some of the events that have happened, either in a period of time, like really, close to the retrograde, around the retrograde, or a longer period of time, perhaps a period of a year or several. Mercury retrograde allows you to review the events of the past and observe some repetitive patterns, some cycles that keep circulating, and see if you're ready to maybe finally learn some of these lessons, finish some of these cycles, complete them, and move on to something new. Mercury retrograde allows you to see where you have been repeating the same lessons over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, that's definition of madness. And Mercury retrograde allows you to kind of see these patterns and to acknowledge them, even though, again, it might be uncomfortable, it might be somewhat painful, but ultimately, it serves to set you free. It serves to allow you to progress to new lessons, to new cycles, to new experiences, to new learning. And even though it might be uncomfortable, that's something that is They're not happening to you, but happening for you, so that you can consciously make a decision to move on and to finish something that you may not want to do all over again yet another time. Number 9 is energy levels. During Mercury retrograde, people notice that they have a little bit less energy. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. We live in this world of constant, instant responding, communications, informational overload, addiction to validation and likes and social status and numbers, money, followers, this, that. We measure ourselves based on all these external motivators. But when you don't have that much energy, you're almost forced to really reevaluate how you spend that energy and what is your priority. If your priority is other people's validation, then you might find that it's draining. That not only does it take energy, but it doesn't really give you anything back. So with these lower energy levels, you might want to focus on things that are truly worthy of your time and focus, such as relationships, spending time with the people that you love, with your pets, out in the nature, out doing what you care about, pursuing your hobbies, engaging in creativity, focusing on what you're passionate on, focusing on what you care about. You. What about you? What do you care about? What are your values? What is worth your time and energy? And most importantly, what gives you energy? Who gives you energy? What activities ignite your soul? What activities bring joy into your life? What is it that you can do for yourself that will be not only a good use of your energy, but also have a good return on the investment of your energy? Lower energy levels is not a bad thing. It really lets you reevaluate your priorities and to focus on the things that are nurturing, that are exciting, that are making you happy, that are really worth your time and energy. Number 8 is relationships. Mercury retrograde is known to, yes, sometimes cause breakups, and yes, sometimes cause disagreements, and yes, sometimes cause imbalances in relationships, maybe even confrontations, maybe figuring out heated discussions, debates, disagreements. But ultimately, it is up to you how you will choose to interpret these opportunities. Will you see them as a threat, or will you see them as an opportunity to bring more balance, more peace, more harmony into your relationships? Now, some relationships might not survive. Someone might tell you what they truly think about you. Someone might say, I've never had the courage to tell you this, but I don't like you. I don't want to be around you. So that's good. That's good. Now you can choose to focus on the negative and take it personally and say, oh wow, what's wrong with me? Oh, I can't, they don't like me. What can I do to make them like me again? And that's not something I would recommend, because that's going to waste your energy and that's going to probably not work. But if you choose to see it as a positive, then you can say, hey, thank you. Thank you for sharing your truth. I respect that. Your opinion is valid because it's your opinion. And thank you because you have created room for me to attract someone who likes me, who cares about me, who respects me, who is in alignment with who I truly am. And you have created room for yourself to find that person that will be in alignment with you. And now we can both stop wasting each other's time. So thank you. And I wish you well. Bye. Take care. Don't hold on to anyone who doesn't want to be with you, anyone who doesn't feel in alignment with who you truly are, because they're holding someone else's place and you're holding someone else's place in their life. And nothing good can happen like that. So some relationships that don't survive, they're not meant to survive. But some relationships, things might come up only to strengthen these relationships. So it's important that you choose to focus on your highest good. You choose to believe that everything that happens is happening for your highest good. If you choose to see it otherwise, that will create such a reality. But if you choose to focus on the positive, you will see some conflicts as an opportunity to find more harmony and balance, more agreement, more love. And you will choose to see those people leaving your experience as also something positive, because guess what? That means someone else can come in now and take their place. But this time they will be the right person. They will be in alignment. And until they do, you can just hold that space. You can just hold space. But, this chasing after, this forcing, pushing, pulling, this pushing, I have to prove myself. No, I will not let them leave me. I will show them and I will make them like me. That's not going to bring you anything good. And Mercury retrograde will make that situation even more uncomfortable and strange and weird and just bad. Okay? Don't do it, because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to force anyone to like you or please anyone or make someone stay when they want to go. Let them go. Someone else will come in, someone who wants to be there, someone who you don't have to chase after, who will be like, no, I want you. I like you. You're awesome. I freaking absolutely love talking to you. You're amazing. Love your energy. Why would you want to hold on to someone who's not like that? Why would you want to take away an opportunity from someone who is like that to be in your life and hold that space instead of the person who's trying to leave? So really think about your relationships. And if conflicts come up, make sure that you're very intentional with how you perceive that, what you focus on, the positive or the negative. Number 7 is projects. Mercury retrograde is known to mix up your plans, to have some things get canceled, get delayed, get postponed, get just all sorts of derailed. There's mix up, there are wrong tickets, wrong times, traffic jams, and all sorts of miscommunication, broken phones, strange texts, typos, autocorrect, weird emojis, just strange, uncomfortable, weird things happening with all sorts of projects. Personal, professional, travel. We'll get to that. That's going to be a separate subject here. But any kind of project might go south. And that's the energy of Mercury retrograde. So what does that mean? That means maybe right now is not the right time. Maybe with everything that you've got going on, you don't want that project to happen right now. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a sign to regroup and just reimagine, reevaluate. But it can also mean that you need more patience. You need to breathe. You need to have more faith. You need to trust. You need to let go. You need to surrender attachment to results. Now, this can be very trying and hard to do, especially for those of us who enjoy planning, enjoy being organized and doing things in advance and preparing and, having your plans kind of set. But some things in life cannot be planned. Some things you cannot prepare for. And Mercury retrograde is a reminder to let more flow in, to let more flexibility in. It's not like if you don't let it in, it's not going to happen. It will still happen, but you will struggle. But struggle is a choice. So just be aware. Things might get rescheduled. Things might even get canceled. Things might go all sorts of ways. And yes, part of it is the Mercury retrograde energy. But part of it is life is like that. Life can be like that. So let it go. You know, if your flight gets canceled, well, enjoy the city that you're in. You know, if your conference gets canceled, spend more time with your loved ones. If your big launch gets canceled, you know, do something fun instead. Go take a break and go for a walk and, you know, journal your feelings. Do something. Don't be a victim of this circumstance. Don't sit there and be like, but I'm gonna make it happen. I'm still gonna make it, force it. It's not gonna happen. If it's not happening, nothing you can do to fix it, okay? You gotta accept it and you gotta take control of how you react. That's the important thing here. How do you react? What is your reaction? Is your reaction, you know, anger and frustration and rage and, you know, swinging things and throwing things against the wall and screaming at people on the phone and being an unpleasant person to deal with? Or is it, okay, I'm upset, I'm gonna acknowledge it, I really was excited about it, I was really expecting it, I was really hoping for it, didn't happen, I'm a little upset, but I'm gonna regroup, refocus, and do something else. I'm gonna spend time with my family, I'm gonna spend time by myself, I'm gonna do something else that will take my mind off of this and allow me to focus on something else that might be actually more important right now. So try to take any disruption of your project as an opportunity. Number 6 is speed or rate of progress. During Mercury retrograde, we see things slowing down dramatically. And what that means is, you know, again, how do you choose to see this? How do you choose to see the slowdown? Does it make you lose it? Does it make you feel super impatient? And if so, what about your patience in general? Where else are you impatient? Are you impatient with other people in your life? Are you impatient with yourself? Are you impatient with your growth? Are you impatient with the results? And where does it stem from? Is it because you don't believe in others? Is it because you have a belief that they won't manage without you? Is it because you don't believe in yourself? Is it because you don't believe you can truly achieve what you set your mind to? Is it because you don't feel like you're worthy of it? Is it because you feel like you're not enough? Is it because you feel like you're not doing enough? Is it because... What is it because? What are the beliefs behind your impatience? The slowdown will happen in some areas. That is the energy of Mercury retrograde. But what does it shine a light on? What does it reveal about your patterns? That's very important. So pay attention to how you respond to any kind of slowdown, setback, any kind of, you know, holding period, holding pattern. Because it might come up, but it's there to teach you a lesson, and it's there to teach you to be more patient. And it's there also, very important as well, to help you recognize and appreciate divine timing. Divine timing is this beautiful concept that everything happens when it's supposed to happen. Everything happens when it's meant to happen. Why are you in such a hurry? Where are you rushing? Why the hurry? What are you hurried for? Can you let more patience be your guide? Can you let more flexibility? Can you not try to micromanage the universe? Can you try to not put so much pressure on speed and, you know, how fast things happen? Can you let more flow in? Can you allow things to come to you when the timing is right versus pushing and pulling and running and chasing after things, even though the timing isn't right? So choose patience. Number 5 is thoughts. So this goes back to really, your reactions, your responses, patience, impatience, relationships, projects, delays, change of the course of action, unexpected interruptions. What are your thoughts? Your thoughts create your reality. So what thoughts are creating your reality? What kind of reality do you observe around yourself? And then take a kind of evaluation of what are your thoughts. Your thoughts are extremely important. If you're thinking negative thoughts, even if they're not about yourself, if they're about someone out there, a public person, a public figure, a politician, a actor, a scientist, a writer, an actor, a situation, a show, a event. If your thoughts are negative, whatever it is that they're about, and you're focused on this negativity, you're focused on how much you hate it, how much you think it's stupid, how much you don't like it, how much you just want to oppose it and abolish it and fight it and confront it and make it go away. If you're focused on that kind of thinking, you're attracting experiences that match that vibration into your life. You're attracting experiences that contribute to this feeling, that are in alignment with that negative feeling. If your thoughts are focused on the lack, how you don't have something, why don't you have something, what's wrong with you that you don't have something, why do others have it and you don't have it? Why do others get it and you don't get it? Why are they more deserving than you when they're clearly worse people than you are? If you're thinking like that, guess what you're manifesting? More lack. You're manifesting lack by focusing on lack. You cannot focus on lack and manifest abundance. You cannot focus on negativity and manifest positive results. You have to watch your thoughts, and you have to make sure that you're focusing on what you want, what you care about, what you truly desire, how much you care, how much you love, and all the goodness. Then you will be able to attract goodness. You need to focus on abundance in order to attract and manifest abundance. Be happy for others who have a lot. Be happy for those that are successful. Be excited about abundance coming in, even if the evidence is not there to support it yet. What you focus on, you will attract. It's not imagination, it's not wishful thinking. It's your focus. What are you focused on? What is the feeling of that focus? If it's negative, if it's lacking, if it's sad and miserable, then unfortunately, that is what you're actively manifesting. If the feeling is one of gratitude, which by the way, gratitude is always the way to get you out of that negative quagmire of just negative thoughts and lack and hatred and frustration. If you're focused on gratitude though, if you're focused on blessings, if you're focused on happiness, if you're focused on excitement, if you're focused on on joy, on feeling happy for other people, on feeling happy for everyone, on feeling excited, even though it's not there yet. I know it's coming. I don't know when. I don't know the timing, but I just know it. I believe in myself. If you're focused on that, then that's what you're manifesting. So watch your thoughts. And even if your thoughts don't have anything to do with you, but they're super negative, that's what you're going to be manifesting. So I'm just once again warning you, if it's lack and negativity, that's going to be your experience going forward. And if it's positive, if it's abundant, if it's grateful, if it's thankful, if it's happy for other people, happy for everyone, happy for the world, and believing in things, believing things can get better, believing things can improve, believing things will improve, then that will be what you manifest into your physical experience. Number 4 is travel. As I warned, we will be getting back to the subject of travel. So Mercury retrograde is known to disrupt some travel plans and in general just kind of mess with possibly, tickets, flights, confusion, cars, rentals, hotels, events, reservations, all that stuff. You may have disruptions, you may have things getting canceled, you may have things getting rescheduled, you may have, one day it's this, another day it's that. One day you're driving up something only to find out that the next day you have to return because something happened at home that requires your immediate attention. You may actually get there and then you have to go back. And this is not a bad omen, and I'm not saying this is necessarily going to happen to you. But if it happens to you, I want to ask you something. I want to ask you to choose to see another reason. Mercury retrograde is a teacher, okay? Mercury retrograde shows us some things we have chosen to ignore. If something gets canceled and you're forced to go back home and spend time with a member of your family or take care of someone or check on something, then focus on what it is that actually kind of brings and pulls you back instead of being angry and frustrated and upset and just, try to see, wow, I'm glad I got to come back and, check on my alarm system or turn off the stove or something. I love my home so much. I'm so grateful that it is safe, that, I possibly saved it from an accident. If it's your family member, then how grateful are you that this family member needs you, that they're in your life, that they are alive, that you get to spend time with them. Don't worry about what you've missed out on. Trust me, nothing that is truly yours you can ever miss. So you didn't really miss much. You might think that way, but that will take your power away from you. Focus on what it is that is right in front of you. Let frustration go. Let your ego go. Let this, I must be, I do what I say I do, and I do it when I do it. Okay. That's how you usually are. What about right now? What are you grateful for? Who are you grateful for? What if you spent an extra day with your family? Aren't you grateful that you have a family? Do you know that there are people in the world who are completely alone? Do you know how much they would appreciate to have a family? Do you know that there are people that don't have a home? Do you know how much they would appreciate staying home? It's about perspective. If something gets canceled, rescheduled, frustrated, confused, misaligned, and you have to be in the midst of it, see what you can focus on that will remind you of how blessed you truly are and how much you have to be grateful for, and focus on gratitude. If you're stuck in an airport and something like that, or you have to take a bus instead of the plane, or whatever, and you're like, ugh, I can't, the hours, sleeping on the floor, or oh my, where's my charger? My phone's dying. Maybe have a conversation with a person. Maybe step outside your comfort zone. Maybe talk to a stranger and get to hear their life story. Get to hear their perspective. Focus on something that you can actually dedicate attention to. Be present with. Be grateful for. Focus on the present moment. In the present moment, frustration aside, what do you have going on that you can be grateful for? And don't stop there. Be grateful for it. Nothing is guaranteed in life. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed in life. What if today was the last day of your life? Not to get too grim or sad, or would you not be more appreciative? Be more appreciative now. Number 3 is electronics. Yes, Mercury retrograde is known for things breaking and falling apart and all sorts of things happening. But this is, I would say, the least of the frustrations with Mercury retrograde, although it can be quite frustrating. If your phone dies on you, or if you have, your favorite coffee machine break, if you have a washer break or something, your fridge isn't working anymore, it can happen. But don't get too worked up about it. Just take it as it is. Accept it. Say, okay, universe, I hear you. It's Mercury retrograde. I'm gonna let it go. It bothers me, but it's okay. I'll live. It's frustrating, but I'll get over it. So electronics, yes, it happens, but don't get too worked up about it. It's not that big of a deal. So don't let it be more than it needs to be, and don't let it steal too much of your energy. Don't dwell on it. Just accept it, fix it, and move on. Point number 2 is information. During Mercury retrograde, things might be a little mystical, confusing, frustrating. You might get one piece of information and then a contradicting one. You might have data showing you something and you use it and you run with it, only to discover that that was completely incorrect or that is totally irrelevant. You might present some information and someone might say something or do something to totally discredit you. That happens too sometimes. You might share something that you believe in, that you legitimately care about, only to have someone totally not understand you or understand you incorrectly and take it the wrong way and run with it and tell everyone gossips about you. You might be the one kind of participating in gossip just because, whatever, it's harmless. But you know what? This energy is telling you, clear up the communication. Clear up the communication. If you need to express something and something that people don't understand, do it. If you share something that you truly care about, that really is authentic, and someone takes it the wrong way and goes around spreading gossip, that's not your responsibility. That's on them. And yes, you might still feel it, but ultimately you have to detach from it because you can't control it. You can only control yourself, and you have to trust that the people that are truly in alignment with you, that will not ruin your relationship with them, because they will be able to be tested by this and be able to form their own opinion. But alternatively, if you are participating in gossip yourself, be prepared to have that come back to you and to experience that from the other side, because what you focus on attracts your reality. Your thoughts are powerful and your focus is powerful as well. So if you're engaging in any kind of misinformation campaign, gossip, hatred, annoyance, conversations like, oh, he sucks, he's stupid, she's dumb, she is a bad person, and she did this in 3rd grade, and I heard it from my friend of a friend of another friend of my aunt's sister's uncle. Yeah, guess what? That's the reality you're manifesting for yourself, not for this person, not for the person you're gossiping about, but for yourself. You're bringing experiences such as this to your own life. So disengage. Say, hey guys, guilty. I don't like this person. That's the truth. I don't like them. And I've gossiped about them, yes. But I'm not going to do it anymore because I don't want this energy in my life. I don't want this stuff in my life. I don't want to spend my time talking about things like that. It doesn't make me feel good. I don't want to attract more of this, okay? So let's just stop at, I don't like this person and I don't want to talk about them. That's okay. If you don't like someone, you don't have to like them. It's not an obligation. But disengage with any kind of gossip or negative talk or discussions, and no, be above that, rise above that. If anyone's doing that to you, rise above that. That's not your concern, so don't make it your concern, and don't focus any of your energy on it. That's not worth it. It's not worth it. Finally, number 1 is communication. So Mercury retrograde, communication might be a little more difficult. Whereas you're able to get along with people just fine, and you're able to understand your family members, your friends, your acquaintances, your coworkers, Mercury retrograde might bring some challenges into this mix and really test you and have someone not understand what you're saying, take it the wrong way, be offended by it, challenge you. There might be some communication going on where you're prompted to, you choose the side, you choose me or you choose them, you choose this or you choose that, you choose this thing or you choose that thing. If you're voting for this person, I don't care about you. If you're eating this kind of salsa, you're not my friend. If you're going to this restaurant and supporting this business, I want nothing to do with you. And my advice for this would be disengage. If disengaging makes this person who is kind of putting this ultimatum in your face, stop talking to you, then it is their choice and you have to respect it and you have to let them go of their own accord. But if you are simply disengaging and they're just continuing to prompt you, well, what's your opinion? Whose side are you going to pick? Are you on my side? Are you on their side? Are you us or are you them? Just don't react. Don't respond. Say, hey, listen, I respect you. I respect your opinion, but I choose not to engage. I'm not going to choose sides. I choose to simply be myself, and I don't want to have this conversation. You have the right to do so. And if that upsets someone, it's also their right to be upset. But that shouldn't be a motivator for you to pick sides or get into drama or choose between this and that, and between people, between friends. There might be some of that going on with Mercury retrograde, but there's no obligation for you to participate. And in fact, I encourage you to not participate, to remain in the middle, to remain unaffiliated. Now, if that's in social media world and you're seeing these posts and they're super upsetting and it's talking about, the kinds of food that you love that people hate, the kinds of music that you listen to that people think is awful, the politics, the whatever it is, the business world, the choices of shopping and who you support and where you go and what you do. If you're seeing things that really upset you and you get entangled and you respond and you get into these fights, you got to take a big step back. Even if you are not responding, you got to take a step back. You got to unsubscribe. You got to, unfollow. You got to get that off your feed, or turn off the notifications, or stop looking, stop reading. Because communication is the doorway that can dictate or influence the way that you feel, the way that you express yourself, the way that your mood is, the way that your energy is. But you control it, that gateway. You can close it. You can open it only to things that are enjoyable, that are non-confrontational, that are exciting and fun and interesting. You don't have to be in the negative. And it's okay to unfollow, unsubscribe, whatever. It's actually best because it preserves you from spending unnecessary energy engaging with upsetting things. And it preserves those people that you don't agree with from having to deal with your rage. It serves everyone really well. And it saves peace. It helps you maintain peace. So make sure that your communication is intentional, that it's something that you enjoy, that it's something that is fulfilling and educational and growth-oriented and positive and exciting. And, if it's in relationships and it's about rebalancing and figuring things out, and yes, then it's important. But if it's something like minor things that really upset you, that are not worth worrying about, things that you can't even control, if it's news that constantly tell you the death toll and the catastrophes and how this whole world is just about to blow up and it gives you anxiety, then stop watching the news. If you go a day without watching the news, a week, a month, and you don't notice anything that has, the world hasn't blown up, then maybe don't watch the news altogether. What's the point? To get upset? It's not worth it. Your inner peace is much more valuable than that. And don't worry, the planet will keep on spinning. The sun will come up tomorrow. The moon will rise at night. If it's full, it will be visible. If it's new, it won't be visible. And the world will go on, and so will you. So preserve your peace. Do not let frustrating communication get to you. And if it is getting to you, then limit it. It is in your control to do so. On this note, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for watching this video. It was such a joy to record it, and I hope it suits you and benefits you and serves you in every way for the highest good of all. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. I have recently made a video about Mars retrograde, which at the time of this recording is still going on, which should be showing up right about now. And then I also have two more videos. One is new moon ritual, which is showing up now, and the other one is the full moon ritual, which should be showing up now. So all these three videos are kind of in this new category of astrology. So if that's something that you're interested in, check them out. I will also put them in the description below. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and hit that bell button to get notified every time I upload a video. And if you have any questions about Mercury retrograde, or better yet, your personal experiences with it, make sure to drop a comment and let me know, and I will be so happy to chat with you and discuss. And it is my promise that I will respond to every single one of the comments that I receive. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and thank you for watching. I love you so very much. I hope you can feel my love. Bye. Take care.